Hey everyone, I am Daniele.
And I am Gabriela. We are students in the second year of buildings at Cefet MG, and we will be your host today.
And the topic is PAC. Do you remember what PAC means, Gabi?
Of course, PAC stands for Computer Aided Design. It's a subject we had in our first year that's still helping us a lot now.
True, and by the way, why did you call this episode Velociraptor?
Good question. Because just like a Velociraptor who works with Autocad needs to be fast, agile, and precise, especially when deadlines are coming.
Exactly, let's get started then.
So, Dani, do you remember our first days in PAC classes?
Totally, at the beginning I was a little lost. There were so many new things, new software.
Same here. We started with Word and Excel before getting into AutoCAD.
Yeah, we learned how to format technical documents, create styles, add images, add capitals.
And in Excel, we learned how to organize data, create charts, and use some formulas. I remember learning how to calculate automatically with multiplication and division.
That helped a lot, especially for reports and lab results.
For sure, but let's be honest, what we really wanted was to get to AutoCAD, right?
Definitely, it was the most exciting part.
I remember that at first the commands seemed confusing. Line, circle, erase. I was afraid of making mistakes.
Me too, but the teacher was really patient, and little by little we started understanding.
Yeah, we followed those handouts, step by step, chapter by chapter.
And in every class we learned something new.
Do you remember the first time you finished a drawing by yourself?
Of course, it was a simple house floor plan, but I felt like a real architect.
That's awesome! For me, the turning point was when I realized I could read a technical drawing without getting confused.
Yeah, before that, all those lines and symbols didn't make much sense.
Exactly. It was when I felt I was really starting to think like a technician.
Whoa, and speaking of special moments, remember that Saturday when we went to school just to work on your project?
Yes, I made a plan of my bedroom that day. My mom, my brother, and my sister in law were watching me draw. They were really impressed.
I showed my project to my dad and my sister. I was so proud.
Another thing I loved was seeing how PEC connects with your subjects now in the second year.
Like in the architecture drawing, we use AutoCAD almost every week.
Not just in there, we also used Word and Excel a lot in that report about the lab test, remember?
Yes, that was when we realized how important PAC really was.
Yes, I remember feeling super confident formatting the report, creating graphs in Excel.
And the best part, we got a great grade for it.
Exactly.
Speaking of that, Gabi, do you think we will keep using this skill in the future?
For sure. In college, during internships, or even in your jobs, these tools are essential. Before we finish, let's give one last piece of advice. Even if something seems hard at first, don't give it up.
Yes, with practice, everything gets easier.
And one day, you will look back, just like us, and feel proud of how much you have learned.
Well spoken.
So, that's it for today's episode.
Thank you all for listening.
We hope you enjoyed it and learned a little more about PAC.
See you next time.
Bye bye!